The mainstream media's tone is changing on how they're speaking about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. And you know we're going to take a step back and ask ourselves why. And also, we need to ask ourselves, what are the next hot topics coming up in this space now that we're moving past old narratives in certain court cases? And finally, we're going to wrap it up talking about cryptocurrency scammers because they're getting more advanced and they're bringing artificial intelligence to the mix. Welcome back to another episode of Where the Money At. You know we're keeping it rocking and rolling, so let's get right into it. Let's pull up CoinGecko here. We got Bitcoin sitting at 37,900, basically $38,000, up 2% on the week. We got Ethereum at $2,000.80, up roughly 3% in the last 24 hours. We got BNB sitting at $228, XRP sitting at 60 cents, and Solana sitting right at $60, up 5.5% on the week, having a great week. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the local ranges and where we possibly could land for the next little bit and where we're going to live as far as price action. So the current trend I believe will be in the current range I believe will stay in somewhere between 37,800 and 38,000 basically. We are on a nice little uptrend, but you know what I'm saying, for fun, let's check out where the momentum indicators are telling us. So on the daily, the RSI is kind of telling us that we're in the overbought range and we have more time to go down. We took a big channel up around October 22nd, and that's where we started to begin to be in the oversold range, and we stayed overbought range, and we stayed there for a while. Let's check the MACD while we're at it on the daily. And what is the MACD telling us? Let's bring it up a little bit. So the MACD telling us that we have more momentum to go down. So we're in overbought and we have more momentum to go down. So maybe we could tone a little bit towards down the $36,000 price range area. These are just price predictions. None of this is financial advice, but we're just having a little fun here trying to see where we could go. Let's check it on the weekly because I believe the weekly gives us a bit better idea of what could happen. The RSI on the weekly is trending towards overbought, so we have a little bit more momentum to go up, and also the MACD is telling us we have possibly a little bit more momentum to go up, but maybe it's time for us to start hitting down a little bit. And let's check the monthly. Lastly, let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're kind of in no man's land as far as the RSI. You know, we're towards the overbought, but you know, there's nothing definite, and we have a lot more momentum as far as the MACD says to go up a little higher on the monthly. But that's it for price action. So let's get into the last 60, 90 days for some altcoins because they've had some really good price action if you've been paying attention. Let's check out Solana for starters. In the last 90 days, Solana has been, if it ever comes up, of course it will start doing this when we start recording, but you know, we're building it while we fly. Solana in the last 90 days has been as low as $17.50, and it has been as high as $65. Now that's an absolutely ridiculous price run. Of course, I told you guys about my portfolio a couple videos ago, and we're going to redo it again. But Solana was one of my biggest positions because I felt like it's one of the next coins up. You know what I'm saying? Like it hasn't really had real price discovery, and I feel like they have a lot of great things going for them. None of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy Solana. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. Let's talk about some other coins. Let's look at Avalanche. Avalanche is a coin that's really been intriguing me lately. Let's look at the last 90 days. It has been as low as rough $9, $8.90, and it has gone high as $23. Like, you know, that's more than 100%, which is really crazy in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at one more. What are we gonna take a look at? Chainlink. All of these coins I'm looking at are ones that I like. So, you know, take that how you will. So in the last 90 days, Chainlink has been at $5.95 and been all the way up to $16. You know what I'm saying? That's a great 90 days. And to be honest with you, that's good price action for anything, any asset. 110% rallies. But when the real bull market hits, these are going to be like 24-hour type moves. You know what I'm saying? And let me show you a tweet. Holla at your boy on Twitter, JTripFit, same thing as it is on Instagram. All of 2024 has been a bull run, but I don't believe it's the start of the bull run. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Like, we have had a great 2023 as far as price action. Let me close these. But all we've done really is from the all-time highs of 70,000, we've come down and we're kind of just, you know, evening out, trying to see where we'll land and go sideways for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we've had a real bear market. All we've done is come down from the all-time highs and try to find a happy medium. Because like we try to find happy mediums in the price range, in the long-term ranges too. That's what happens, you know, the local ranges and the long-term ranges. So it is what it is. So let's get into the news. The mainstream media is kind of changing their tone on how they're talking about Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever they talk about it, there's a tone either way. Just like when we research it, like individuals, we have a tone. We're either bullish or bearish, somewhat. And the media is kind of changing how they talk about it. And we're not going to dive too deep on it, but we're going to touch it because once the mainstream media starts talking about something, I need to take a step back and start realizing, you know, what's going on. Why do they want to bring attention to it now?
This is now more than double where they began the year, and our next guest says we're just in the early innings of a new crypto bull market. Let's welcome a very special friend.
See, when news outlets like this get all giddy and all happy, like it's normally the end of whatever we got going. You know what I'm saying? And I got a couple more from, you know, Yahoo Finance. That was CNBC. I got Yahoo Finance. Bitcoin price could go up to 57,000 pending ETF approvals, says such and such. And they did say pending ETF approvals, but they're starting to talk about price and where it could go and yada yada yada. So, and also Bitcoin rallies jumping 123% year to date. You know, so they're starting to talk about these things. And this was 2 days ago. This was 3 days ago, and I believe this one was the oldest one, about 10 days ago. So, why I'm so much skeptical is because the mainstream media is starting to talk about it, and pretty much everybody in the crypto space is, most of the people, we're really on the same wavelengths as far as how we're thinking. But I like to go against the grain because a lot of people believe that all the Bitcoin ETFs that you're hearing about, they're going to be approved in 2024. I don't know what information they've heard that just makes them so certain that these ETFs are going to get approved next year. You know what I'm saying? They may know something I don't. And if it does get approved, great. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not in the camp that believes they're going to get approved. Like that's the only option you hear people talk about. They could get delayed, which happens often with ETF approval processes. And they could get denied. You know what I'm saying? So, and also people are also expecting the same results or the results we had prior due to the 4-year cycles in the Bitcoin halving. Like Bitcoin isn't even that old yet. You know what I'm saying? Like if we pull back to the monthly, we didn't even start tracking price until 2017. And you know, it originally came out around 2008. Bitcoin is not that old. You know what I'm saying? So any form or any patterns or indicators that we've had so far, they're ready to be proven invalid because this asset class is so young. You know what I'm saying? Like compared to anything else, like the S&P 500, S&P 500 got years and years and years of data going back to 1871. So if you want to talk about Bitcoin and the patterns and the cycles, I ain't trying to hear that. Me personally, that's how I feel. None of this is financial advice, but it's not about what I believe. It's not about what other people believe. Here's something that I do believe is right. If you have a plan to do if you have a plan of how you're going to move before the bull run happens, while the bull run happens, and after the bull run happens, and you wash, rinse, and repeat, I believe you'll be fine. And I believe you'll be able to do the best you can possibly do. I do believe that. So let's get into it because there's actually more to this video that I want to talk about. We need to ask ourselves, what is going to be the new narrative in crypto? Cryptocurrency is extremely narrative driven. So the mainstream media stance has been digital gold, and I'm about to show you right now that that stance hasn't changed, but we have just got past FTX court case. You know what I'm saying? That's over with. We're getting past Binance legal troubles. That's over with. The ETFs, once it gets approved, it gets approved. You know what I'm saying? That's going to die out. So we need to ask ourselves, what's the next hot topic or what's going to be being talked about inside of cryptocurrency? Is it artificial intelligence? Is it gaming? Is it social media? Are we going to revisit DeFi? Or is DeFi going to take the next step? Or the most likely scenario is probably going to be something we haven't even heard about yet. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep our ears open and start asking these questions, because that's what leads us to different thoughts, different solutions to what could possibly happen in the future. But let's talk about the mainstream's media's narrative on cryptocurrency.
Year, and sentiment was really bad a year ago at this time, and now it's up, what, 200% or so. Why should people be allocating low single digits percentage of their investable capital to Bitcoin right now?
So I think the easiest way to think about it is digital gold. If you have a portfolio and you've got some of it that you want allocated to gold, and let's call that for inflation reasons, you're worried about the dollar or whatever your currency is going lower, you want to have some kind of hedge against that. So you could do gold or you can do Bitcoin. And I would argue that Bitcoin is a better use case than gold, because I can't use gold on the internet. I can use Bitcoin on the internet. So simply look at it. Bitcoin's a $700 billion market cap right now. All the gold that's ever mined is worth somewhere around 7-8 trillion. So if Bitcoin can take some market share from gold, which I think it's doing, then the multiple return from there, why couldn't it be 5x from here? Why couldn't it be 10x from here?
So they're still coming from digital gold, but their main driving point is Bitcoin taking market share from precious metals and gold, which is very interesting. You know what I'm saying? I would love to, talk to one of these individuals and, why does it correlate directly with gold or whatever? Because that's been the mainstream media's narrative for a very long time, digital gold, and they're sticking to it. And he's not the only one. Like I got a little bit more evidence, a little bit more video for us to watch. Let's see. He starts discussing it around 4 minutes 59 seconds, and he gives a pretty good answer. Like I'm not refuting what this.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really?
I'm not refuting what he said. I'm just saying I think it's very interesting that that's the standpoint that they're coming from, and it's always interesting to see how institutions and hedge funds are viewing Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of us crypto heads, because we're viewing it as the biggest revolution ever. And they're viewing it as another asset class, another way to make money. And they have a very calm, steady view on it. And I think we get a little lost being so involved because we're crypto bros and gals. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we do. We get lost in the sauce, and it's fun for us. But we also need to see how other older individuals, the ones who've actually made money in the past, the ones who are managing money right now, view this asset class.
Bitcoin roughly at $37,000 right now. What does that move look like? How much higher can it go?
Yeah, I think we have heard a false rumor that proved not true, where Bitcoin rallied 10%, literally in a heartbeat. So we would estimate if a spot Bitcoin ETF would be approved, Bitcoin could go up easily 20%. And I think, to put it in numbers, there's around $120 billion in precious metals ETFs in the US. So that means in gold and in silver. And if you just move, 10-20% of those, shift them over into Bitcoin, you have certainly sort of something around in the range of like $25 billion of inflow. And we calculated this might have actually an impact of every $1 billion, a 4% impact on the price. So we might actually see kind of a price towards kind of 57,000. We calculated. We can see if there's an approval for the Bitcoin ETF.
So that's putting the title in perspective. But that's very interesting because he talked about for every $1 billion, they're calculating it that it'll be a 4% increase in price, which is super interesting. I would love to see how they came to that conclusion, because that's the type of stuff that I love. That's the type of stuff that I like. But that's what's going on. We're gonna end that section. Just wondering, what the mainstream media's narrative is, what our narrative is going to be on crypto Twitter, on social media, inside of the cryptocurrency community. When the altcoins start to rally really, really big, really, really high, what coins and categories of coins will be doing the best. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep an eye on that. And finally, we're gonna wrap it up. Look. Y'all know we love to talk about scams on here, and shout out to the XRP community because it's gonna be directly talking to y'all. Y'all know I love talking about scams on here, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't even looking for this stuff. Like there are some scams that I look for to bring you guys the best news, so to talk about it, have a little fun and talk about how to avoid it. But I wasn't even looking for this stuff. Like some of this stuff just comes to me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the law of attraction, but who knows? But I was looking up, I was on YouTube checking out cryptocurrency videos, and this video right here that I'm about to play was an ad that was playing before video. The whole thing. Now somebody downloaded this video and uploaded it, and is exposing it as the scam that it is. But they got the CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, deep faked in a scam. let's just watch it. Let's just go through it, and we'll talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, and I am thrilled to be here with you all in this video.
This wasn't in the ad. They're just pointing it out that this is a scam.
Today marks a historic day for us at Ripple and for every XRP holder around the globe. In light of these remarkable milestones, and to show our gratitude to the XRP community for your unwavering support, we are excited to announce the Ripple's 100 million XRP giveaway. Here's how you can double your XRP with Ripple's 100 million XRP giveaway. Look for the QR code at the top right corner of this video and scan it. It will direct you to our official website where you will find an address. Send a minimum of 1,000 XRP and a maximum of 500,000 XRP to the address listed on the website. Within less than a minute, you will receive back double the XRP that you sent to the same wallet you sent from. This giveaway is our way of giving back to the community that has stood by us, believed in our vision, and held XRP through thick and thin. We are here because of you, and we want to ensure that you share in our success. As we continue to unlock new potentials and reach new frontiers, we are more committed than ever to fostering a community where everyone thrives. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and here's to many more milestones together.
All right. So, and shout out to whoever, you know what I'm saying, did this. Like this is the type of people that we need, exposing this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they took Brad Garlinghouse, deep faked him, put a voiceover. Like this is, I mean, I would say it's advanced, but you know, it's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? But as you know, simple as it may be, as some people are saying this is stupid, and nobody would ever fall for this. Somebody will. It wouldn't have made it here this far if somebody wasn't going to fall for it. It doesn't like if they get one person to do it, it's probably a success. But first of all, no CEO is ever going to ask you for this. You know what I'm saying? If something sounds too good to be true, they said they'll double your XRP in less than a minute. You know what I'm saying? Why would a CEO ask you to do this? Why would a CEO be doing like there's a million reasons why you could point out a million red flags, but they're starting to deep fake CEOs, you know what I'm saying, for these scams. Like it's getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I try not to talk about scams in every video, but I don't know if I can stop, bro, because there's so much, and I don't want anybody to fall for anything like this, because someone's gonna fall for it. Someone's gonna scan it and send them, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll think to themselves, well, if I just send 20 XRP, what's the worst that can happen? I lose 20 XRP. No, they gained XRP, and if 100 people say that, then they just got, you know what I'm saying, a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna send you any money. It might be a virus on that QR scam. You know what I'm saying? Let me move that, because I don't even want people to see that. You know what I'm saying? But I want everybody to be aware of what's going on out here. Cryptocurrency can be fun. There's a lot of money to be made, but also there's a lot of shit like this going on. And I want everybody to stay safe and stay away from stuff like this. So look, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. We're gonna keep talking about this crypto, and we're gonna keep getting it, man. I'm gonna holler.